Okay, I have a problem that I think my generator stopped working, and this is on the 1968 cc motor, and I checked here the brushes in here. See if you can see that, and the brushes look fine. They're still pretty new, and the springs are pushing them well. So what I did is I disconnected this, and I'm running the first test, which is to ground the DF and check the voltage from D plus to ground. So let's see what happens with that. At the most, that's almost nothing. Alright, so that's not charging at all. It basically said 0.64, so that's bad. So what I saw is that you can try polarizing the generator, and that's done by grounding DF and connecting the battery to a D plus once you take off the fan belt. So let's try that. Take this fan belt off. We've got all these shims. It's outside. And here's the inside one shim. I just got to make sure that I keep this all correct. Fan belt, and well, I guess it doesn't really matter what I do with this. This is going to spin supposedly, whoops, when I connect it to the battery. So make sure that I have everything ready to put back in the same place. Alright, so let's see what happens if I run a jumper from the battery to the generator. See if it'll spin it. This is kind of a thin wire, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I jump it from the plus on the battery here. Get this to connect. Okay, now this supposedly should spin it. And it is spinning it. You can hear that. So that's good. So apparently, if I do this, I am supposedly polarizing this generator. So I'm just doing this a couple more times. I don't know exactly how much you need. It definitely warms up this wire a little bit. So I'm going to assume that that is now polarized. And now I'm going to run this again and see if I get more than 0.64 volts. So I got to put this back on. Alright, now let's start it and see if we get any more than that 0.64. So I still got the jumper going from DF, and I'm going to test the voltage from D plus after I start it. Let's see what happens. see that, but now look at this. 14.9, 15. So that made all the difference in the world. Amazing, that made all the difference in the world to do the polarization. So now, boy, how did it just become unpolarized? That's what I don't understand. Just drive it somewhere and it unpolarized itself. But so now what I'll do is put on the these wires back on, and you know, it should now have a good you know, not have the light be on. So that's my last check, is to put these back on and then run it and make sure that the green light, my generator light on the dash, is green. Make sure that that does not come on anymore. I just need to put these two bolts on. I just say these two nuts. I say nut and bolt incorrectly. Here we go. I mistakenly thought it was a bad coil, and I changed the coil. So now I have my coil I was going to use on the new motor on this motor. All right, so now let's check that the generator light is not on when I start the motor. So here we go. So my generator light is the green one here that's on the left. That's how I wired it. Oh, now that went off. Great, that went off. So that should be working. And now I'm gonna just test. The voltage. When you rev it a little bit, it's supposed to be better. It's supposed to be higher than 12. If I look at this, I'm getting 12.6. Now I'm going to rev it. Let's see if I can get more than the 12.6. Yeah, so that's 14. So I'm going to consider this problem as solved. Basically all I had to do was make 100% sure that I had good brushes and that I then polarized the generator. I'll put these covers back on and it should be good to go now. Okay, that was polarizing and fixing the generator.